Hello everyone and welcome to Virtual Hunter everybody. I am excited to finally take my time and introduce you guys to the game that we have been building for all this time. So Virtual Hunter is an open world hunting simulator built for VR from the ground up with focus on hunting mechanics, realistic animal behavior, weapon handling, ballistics, and of course maximum immersion. We currently have one of the biggest open world maps in VR that is based in Bulgaria, Europe, where you can currently hunt 6 species: red deer, fallow deer, wild boar, red fox, pheasant, and European hare. We have really paid attention to each of these species and their unique AI, which makes them interesting and rewarding to hunt. For example, hunting a red deer is a very different experience than hunting the European hare. You get a fresh spawn of animals for every hunt, and since each species also have several rare fur types and trophy tiers, you never know what you are gonna find. And we also have the most advanced animal taxidermy and trophy mount system in the whole genre that allows you to completely freely plan and place your trophies around the lodge. We released the game in Steam's early access December 2nd in 2021 and have consistently been updating it with more features, content changes, and fixes. We also have a fantastic community over in our Discord who have consistently been giving us feedback, and we have been implementing their ideas along the way. So if you have PC VR and you like what you see, you can find the game's link in the description, and also join our fantastic community over in the Discord. We are constantly taking feedback from the players, and a lot of features that you see in the game have actually been suggested by our community, which is fantastic, and we love to hear what you guys think. So there is a lot to go over. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start with the trophy lodge since we already are here. We wanted it to be a beautiful place that feels like you could actually own and live in it, and you need to have a lot of room for taxidermied animals. And as you can see from the window, we already have placed some of the trophies in there. The lodge also includes a shooting range and a 3D archery range that is on the forest, but let's head in and I'm gonna show you some of the trophy mount systems. When you come through this door, you enter the lounge of the trophy lodge. This is one of the main spaces in the lodge. You can truly see a bit of glimpse of the taxidermy system. I have placed some of the pheasants hanging from the ceiling. We have the red deer placed in the middle of the fireplace, and also fallow deer is majestically looking right next to it. And I'm gonna give you a small brief introduction to the trophy mount system. This is your mobile tracker. This is what you use most of the time to scan tracks, harvest animals, and so on. But when you're inside the lodge, when you're holding, you can open the trophy manager, where you can see all your trophies, saved animals, latest harvest, trophies that you have already mounted, and also you can just buy single mounts. But one of the biggest things is that, as you can see, while the trophy manager is open, I can select any of the mounts that I have, and then I can change their poses and I can move the mount around. And everywhere, as you can see, where it is green, I can just place it. And I can just keep moving it around wherever I want. This is the most advanced system in the hunting game genre, and we are so proud what we have done with it. For example, this pheasant, I can just basically hang it from the ceiling wherever I want. This room is the game's trophy room. Each of the species and all of their different fur types have an unlockable trophy statue in this room. You can get 4 different ones. You can have bronze, silver, gold, and diamond statues over here. And not only that, they keep track of your personal best. So if I shoot another red deer that is higher scoring than this one, it's actually gonna display it here and it's gonna update all the information. In the store, we can find all the current weapons, equipment, and other gear that we currently have available in the game. We have the 55-pound recurve bow in 2 different color variations with 3 different arrows. We have the 300 grain, 500 grain arrows, and 300 grain flu arrows with normal and tracer variants to use. We have the 303 British 10-round internal magazine bolt action rifle. That is your basic weapon that you get when you start the game. And then we have a couple different scopes. We have the basic one, which has just 7x magnification with medium quality optics, and the great upgrade that is 3 to 9 times adjustable magnification scope with high quality optics. And here we have then the 12 gauge over-under shotgun with bird shots, buckshots, and slugs. We also have the 44 double action revolver as a sidearm that you can carry in its own slot in the inventory. That's mainly to defend yourself from attacks from the wild boar, but you can also use it to hunt if you really desire to do so. And then last weapon we have is the 22 Warmin bolt action rifle that is currently used mainly to hunt the red fox. But this thing comes in 2 different variations. We have this more camo version, and then we have the black version. And then under each of the weapons you can buy and restock ammunition. And on this wall we have the collars and other equipments. I actually have a backpack on my back that I have stuck some of the stuff in. Here we have the binoculars, rangefinder, wind indicator. You can just blow smoke and you can straight away see which way the wind is blowing. Really important thing in a hunting game. And then we have collars for all the species we currently have. Here we have the predator collar for the fox, the pheasant collar, which is here. This is pheasant location collar. You cannot call the pheasants in with this, but you can use it to locate the roosters, because when you use it, there's a chance that the male pheasants are gonna answer. Then we have collars for the red deer, fallow deer, and wild boar. The red deer and fallow deer collars can call in the whole herd of the animals, but also the males can do similar what they can do with the pheasant collar. So every time you use the collar and there is a stag nearby, they can actually answer you back and you can have a nice conversation with the red deer and the fallow deer. All the blowout collars work similar way. You have to put it over your mouth to make the collar work. Just little things that add a lot to the immersion. And then lastly but not least, we have the backpack where you can currently fit 9 items that in the inside and on the flap. And also you can fit 1 weapon on the side. And that's because you have 2 slots on your back where you can fit either the backpack or a weapon. So you can carry all the gear and 2 weapons at the same time, plus the magnum as a sidearm. So now let me take a bit of a loadout. I'm gonna take the 303 and the better scope for it. And as you can see, when I hold the scope, the railing on the weapon is gonna appear, and I can place the scope on the rail in any of the notches. This way you can have full control how you are gonna use the scope or where you want to have it. And because we are in VR and you have to manually do all the loading, we can also do stuff that is not really possible in the flat screen game. For example, we can take the 12 gauge shotgun, pop it open, and for each barrel I can add a different shell. And then I can switch which barrel is gonna shoot first. This way you can have a bird shot in one, slug in another, and then you are prepared to meet small game and a bigger game and shoot them with the proper one. And then here, behind these big double doors, is what we call a showroom. This is a big open space with view across the river, where you can place more of your trophies. You can have wall mount spots over there. You have big windows. You can place trophies in front. You have a second fireplace where you can see my albino fox is actually asleep in front of the fireplace. You can fit tens of trophies in this single room alone. This gives you so much options and variety, and every single player's lodge is gonna look completely different. And that is one of the key points why we wanted to build the trophy lodge as it is. We know that the trophies are extremely important in a hunting game, and when you are able to really customize the trophies and the trophy lodge and the placement, you can make it look exactly like you want and tell the stories when you're showing it off to the community. And here on the main lounge, you can also find an info book of every single animal that we currently have in the game. From these books, you can learn all about the animal, or the ethical ammo that you need to use to get full integrity for the species, all their different food types, weights, active hours and inactive hours, and also some descriptive text, what you can expect from the animal, and if the animals have any specific mechanics or tactics that you need to consider. For example, for sportsmanship reasons, the pheasants should be shot in the air, and you can use whistle to startle them and flush them from hiding, and you can just put your hand over your mouth and whistle, which is gonna startle the pheasants, and they're gonna take off. So you can read all about those from the books. So now that I have introduced you the trophy lodge and the taxidermy system and the equipment, it is time to head out for a hunt. First, we're gonna set a time. I usually prefer early mornings, like 7 or 8. And then on the wall, we have the map of the current hunting reserve that is based in Bulgaria. We can choose any of the outposts, and then we have hiking shelters that are additional locations where you can start or where you can fast travel to during the game. But the house locations are outposts which also have store included, so you can always stock up while you are on a hunt. So in early morning hours, a lot of the species, especially the deer species, are gonna be active out in the fields feeding. So I'm gonna start from this location because it has a lot of fields around. So welcome to our hunting reserve here in Bulgaria. As you can see, we have high mountains on the north, and then on the south we have lowlands, we have grasslands, meadows. I'm gonna first check which way the wind is gonna blow. The wind is gonna go roughly towards the north, which means I'm gonna start hunting down towards the river and see what we can find. The Virtual Hunter's gameplay is very familiar if you have played other hunting games before. First we try find any animal clues, tracks. We can try scout them if we can find them around the fields or the forests. We can also track the animal calls, and the animals have full senses, so they can hear you, they can see you, they can smell you. And the bigger the animal is, the better senses they have. So the big trophy animals are actually more aware of their surroundings than the smaller ones. One of the key mechanics is the player stance, and that highly affects your visibility and noise levels. So if you're playing in full room scale or standing mode, you can physically crouch or go prone on the floor for maximum immersion. But if you're playing seated mode or you don't want to physically crouch up and down, you can also change your stance with a button. Each of the stands are gonna affect your visibility and your sound levels, and also your speed. Right in front of me there we have pheasants trying to hide in the grass. We have one rooster. I can see at least 2 hen. This is gonna be extremely difficult to do with a bow. So now if I want to have full score from the pheasant, I need to flush them out. And I can do that by putting my hand over my mouth. My pose changes into whistle, and when I press trigger, I'm gonna make a loud whistle noise that's gonna flush the pheasants, and they're gonna take off, and then I have to shoot them in the air. And this is gonna be extremely difficult to do with a bow, because I have only the the flu arrows to use. But let's see if I can actually manage to do this. So I'm gonna put the hand in my mouth and whistle. And I have to really fast take my arrow. That was so close. You can see they're really flying far away. We have wild boar on the other side of the river. I'm gonna take the binoculars and let's see if we can spot what they have. We have 3 so far. There might be more. I'm gonna actually go prone, take my 303, and then I'm gonna load the rifle up. Gonna fully load to make sure I have all the ammunition that I need. Gonna close the bolt. The boar are trying to get away, so I'm gonna take a caller, call them in. I can actually try be more sneaky and try use the bow. For the wild boar, I have to use the 500 grain arrow, which is more heavy duty, has better penetration, and it's more suitable for the boar. I'm gonna use the environment to my advantage, and I have climbed over a rock, so I have a bit better visibility, and I can try call these boars in. The boar are really close. I can see there is one, there is another, but this guy is coming really close. The wild boar have a bit poor eyesight, so he's not gonna see me unless I get up. So see, once he stops. Oh no! He did not like that. The wild boar can get aggressive, as you saw, and I can actually see more wild boar on the other side. For those boar, I am gonna use the 303, but before I start shooting with the 303, I want to get the distance. So these guys are roughly 100 meters away, and because we have realistic ballistics, distance truly matters. All of the scopes have zeroing from 100, 150 and 250 meters. Getting an accurate shot in the game is extremely important, so we have added weapon stabilization. You can shoulder the weapon and it makes the weapon more stable. And then as a unique feature in our game that makes even long distance shooting possible is that when you have your weapon shouldered and you hold the front hand's trigger, you're gonna hold breath and it's gonna give you additional stability for a few seconds. None of these guys seem too big, but I am gonna hold my breath and shoot this guy at the back. So we can see how the whole wild boar group is just running and fleeing away. I could have taken another shot to the boar on the other side of the river, but taking another shot and rushing it only leads to a bad hit and a really long tracking job. So now we can harvest this boar that attacked us on the rock. So I'm gonna take my mobile tracker, point it at the carcass, and it's gonna tell me there's a harvest available that I can claim. And doing so will display the full-sized X-ray of the animal. It's gonna show me where I've hit it. It can display all the animal organs. So you can see here I have hit it twice. The first one was just a flesh hit, and then when I change to the second shot, you can clearly see that I shot through its neck, lung, liver, stomach. That's what really did some damage and took it down. And from the hit info, you can tell what ammo and weapon you have used and the distance you shot the animal with. And here we have some basic information about your harvest, the species, the gender, fur type, weight, trophy type, integrity, reward, and trophy score. And then down here we have few options. You can save the animal, and then it will be available in the trophy manager at the lodge to taxidermize it later. Then you can taxidermize the animal right away, and accept is just gonna accept the reward, and we can continue. And it seems like my shot on the other boar did not take it down right away, but we can find a lot of tracks and even blood tracks on the ground. So all the tracks you can scan with the mobile tracker. It's gonna tell you what the track is about. Like this one is a wild boar's bleed rate medium blood track. And when you activate a track, it's gonna highlight all tracks of this specific animal to a different color than the rest. So you can know what tracks belong to the animal that you are tracking. So now we can quite easily follow the blood tracks and try and find our dead boar somewhere. I can actually see the wild boar moving in front of me. I can see them move on top of the hill. There is one right there. There is one boar coming right at us. So I'm gonna put my 303 weapon away and use my bow again. This boar is real close. Perfect shot. And because the bow and arrow are really quiet, it did not alert the rest of the herd. I'm gonna try and call them in. This is immersive hunting at its best. You're trying to call in a slightly aggressive animal, take them down with a bow, and I can see all the boars moving that way. I have another surprise boar coming from this side. The boar's eyesight is really poor, and I have shot this one before, so I'm gonna take it down. The second perfect shot, and the whole rest of the group is coming right back. Not all of them, some are moving back, so the calling is not 100% guaranteed. We have 2 more coming in. Gonna place the arrow and wait for the perfect opportunity. It stopped. This is my chance. I hit it, and it spooked the other in the herd. That should take it down. It's not a vital shot. Now that was a great showcase of the archery and the immersion you can get in the game. So let's harvest the first one. This one is also just a female, 80 kilo, and the shot was perfect. Double lung from above. And then I'm gonna harvest the other boar that we took down. This boar was already bleeding, so it's at least the other boar that we shot that didn't die. So here we can see that the first shot is with the 303 from 57.5 meters. And I have only hit the intestines. And then the second hit is a flesh liver from 8.76 meters. Let's see where I hit the other boar. The hit type is non-vital, so I'm gonna take that and start tracking it down. I heard some red deer calls before from this side of the river, so I'm gonna try and get the red deer to answer for my call, see if they are nearby. They are. I got an answer from a stag from 180 to 260 meters. That is actually awesome. Well, it starts to rain, which is a great showcase for the dynamic weather and day-night cycle that we have. I can already see the stag coming in. In this case, the rain is actually gonna help us because it's gonna dampen our sounds and also hide some of our smells. So I can see there is one hind coming in and I have a small stag straight in front of me. Okay, here we go. Gonna first shoulder the weapon, hold my breath. And that is a great long shot. You could see that the stag make a huge kick, and that is usually the indicator that you have a vital shot. So let's track down the stag first. As we can see, he had left some run tracks and large bleed tracks. So he is really badly hurt and he should be piled over right there. I can already see him dead. He looks pretty small. He has small antlers, but let's harvest him. And there we go. It's a flesh left lung shot from 25 meters. And because this one is pretty small one, he didn't even give us any trophies. Just gonna accept it. No need to taxidermize it. So after tracking the boar for a while, I finally found it piled down here. So let's claim. I only shot it the flesh and intestines from 11 meters, and that is such an unlucky angle. Even couple centimeters to the left, and I could have taken at least one other organ down, but then it could have also hit the shoulder blade and do significantly less damage, and it's still just a female that I'm gonna accept. So if we take the map and look where we are currently, we started from this outpost and we started hunting south. We have done some zigzagging around. The rain actually stopped. And there we can see one of the landmarks that we have in the game. There are some castle ruins on a cliff. So if hunting is not something you would like to do, the game can still be fully played as a walking and hiking simulator. There are a lot of hiking paths and trails that you can follow that always lead to somewhere interesting, or to an outpost or a hiking shelter, or to landmarks like that. So just hiking and taking the landscape in is also a very solid way to play the game. And what makes Virtual Hunter different from all the other walking simulators is that you have fully functional, realistic animals also walking around that you can also try spot and try sneak in to get closer. You don't always have to shoot the animals. You can also be animal spotter. And because we have such a massive open world, there is always gonna be something interesting for you to find out and explore while you're hunting on the map. Oh. We have another stag. 20 to 95 meters away from me. So that means they are right behind this cliff. I can already hear them. There is a hind. There is a big stag. The heat on the stag look good. I have vital blood. He went quite far, so I'm interested to know where did I hit it. So let's harvest him. That was a single flesh right lung hit from 12.59 meters. But here we can see he is 184.72 kilos. His trophy scored 480.15 and he gives us a gold trophy in the lodge. And he also gives significantly higher reward because he is higher scoring one. In this case, I am gonna taxidermize him, pay the amount that they ask, and accept the trophy. And this is the perfect time for me to go back to the lodge and place the taxidermied red deer somewhere in the lodge. So let's do that. Now that I'm back at the lodge, I can open the trophy manager and I can see the newest harvests or taxidermy animals are always on the top, and you can really filter in everything from the score to the different trophy, the fur types, the weight and the date. So you have full control what is gonna be on display here. But for this hunt, I got the gold 480 scoring red deer that I am gonna mount. And I am gonna place him on a floor mount. And I like the style number 2. And then I have to actually buy the mount because I don't own any. And when I press mount, we can actually see and place the full-sized red deer wherever we want on the floor. I might actually put him right next to his brother here. Gonna place him there. And then we have the mount controls. I can select a different pose for him and put him lie down. I actually like that one, so I can move the mount again and place him similarly that I have the other deer on the other side. So now I have red deer lying there. So this hunt really just scratches the surface of all the mechanics and details that we have put in the game. It was just a single hunt and we only got a couple small ones and then a bit bigger trophy animal to remember that we were able to taxidermize and put it in the lodge. And I really want to start a new series where I start completely fresh save and showcase how the game's progression system works. Because currently the game is completely open. The only thing that you need to progress are gonna be the gear, and all the new weapons and equipment are gonna cost you money. So you are slowly gonna unlock those by hunting. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the short introduction to Virtual Hunter. The game is currently available for PC VR on Steam. You can find the link down in the description. So let me know down in the comments what you think and what aspects of the game would you like to see more of. I want to create a proper hunting series for Virtual Hunter and really showcase you guys what an awesome game we have been working on this whole time. Join our Discord and follow our socials so you don't miss on any of the news. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and as always, have fun, happy hunting, and I see you on the next one. Bye bye.